I'm going to go ahead and pull your cards for your energy. This is your current situation, what's in shadow, what's passing away, or what is in your recent past, what's approaching, or the energy that's coming in, and highlighted. So I'm seeing a lot of coin energy here, or some coin energy. 8 of coins has to do with working away on something. Putting your nose to the grindstone, creating results, creating financial abundance through effort over time. 8 of coins is usually the artisan card, but it really can just be any kind of work where you're cranking out results and being diligent and thorough. And you Virgos are usually very hard workers. You know how to do this. You're very, you have a lot of duty and responsibility. You guys are usually very reliable. But what I'm getting with this in the reverse is that you may have been focused on work, and that there may be some part of you that is considering a different focus. And I'm seeing that emphasized with Fool coming in here. It may be that it's feeling like a grind. Or because in the upright position, 8 of coins usually means like enjoying what you're doing, whistling while you work, feeling on the top of your game, feeling like you're cranking out results. In the reverse position, it may feel like work feels a little bit like a grind, or that you're thinking about other things. Your focus may not be on work, or it's just sort of on autopilot. So that's the current situation. What's in shadow is Judgment in reverse. Now, this is something, when something's in the shadow position, it usually means that it's not available to your consciousness. It's something that you're not seeing, or something that's below the surface. So this card I always associate with forgiveness and or leaving the baggage of the past behind. These are old stories from the past. This is old people, old family, old stories, old baggage. And this trumpet represents spiritual fire that I really associate with forgiveness, that burns all those old stories away and really gives renewal. Judgment is a card of second chances. It's a card of starting over, having a clean slate. And usually forgiveness is involved with that, whether it's forgiveness of yourself or forgiveness of someone else, or merely just letting the old baggage go. So when I see judgment in reverse, sometimes that can be that there is a judgment of something or a criticism of something that is not accurate. There may be an inaccurate judgment of something, or that you're having a hard time letting the baggage of the past go. This energy is here for you. It's saying, with forgiveness, all of this can be moved on from. All of these old stories can be let go. They can sort of come up for release, and you can be renewed here. It's a renewal. It's a second chance. It's a second life, and it really represents new life. So this is here for you, Virgo, but I'm seeing there may be some fear, doubt, or resistance to using that power of forgiveness to set all of that free. To let go of that, to cut cords with any old past family baggage or family karma, or even, again, whether this has to do with you or someone else, or old family stories. There may be resistance to letting that go, but it is here for you if you should so choose it. You may just not see that is a real key to being able to move on. Like letting the old, I'm thinking for some reason I'm getting the image of a hot air balloon. That if you want to soar higher, if you want to go somewhere else, you kind of have to let some old sandbags go. It's just holding you down. It's holding you back. So you have the ability to rise up. You have the ability to go further, to be cleaned out from that residual stuff. But you may have to employ forgiveness to yourself and others in order to access that. What I see passing away, this is in your recent past, or what's dissolving away, what is the energy that's moving away, is 2 of coins. Now this means being flexible, being adaptable. It could mean deciding between 2 different things. It usually is a card of just going with the flow, like sometimes just having a casual attitude. It just means like, I'm just gonna sit here and juggle things and I can do that forever. And I'm just going to be flexible and adaptable and roll with whatever comes at me. Usually in this card, there's the water depicted as going up and down, and it just means like, you know, the ship moves with the water. Where it goes up when the water goes up, and it goes down when the water goes down. So this is an energy that is passing away, and it may mean that you're no longer like struggling between two options. It can also refer to joint finances, so that anything related to that may be passing away. You might be getting that sorted out, like dividing things up, dividing up the money, dividing up the resources. And it can just mean that you've been in this place where you're standing on one foot and being flexible and adaptable and going with the flow, like just kind of maintaining what's going on. But I'm seeing that coming up, the incoming energies, is that you've got this optimism coming in. You've got this sort of fresh, carefree attitude. I actually like both of these cards for you, Virgo, because they both have this carefree, this is very fun-loving, and this is very carefree and playful and innocent. And, you know, you Virgos can get stuck here in work, the work a day, you know, doing the due diligence, grinding it out. What I like, though, is that this is, while you've got your head down to the grindstone, you're surrounded by this fun, playful energy. And I see you ready for a new adventure. This is Fool, which is the 0 card. It's potential energy. It means all things are possible. Having faith and having trust in life. And Fool is depicted as someone who's ready to jump off a cliff, and he trusts that the universe is going to catch him. He knows that whatever's ahead of him is something that he wants and something that he's just curious to see what's there. And this is a great card of curiosity. It's a card of innocence, playfulness. You know, it's Fool. It's saying, like, I've got a lighthearted, foolish, but fun, sort of vagabond, adventurous energy, and I'm just curious to see what's out there. So it usually means beginning a new journey that is clear and fresh. It's the beginning of the tarot deck, so it's the very beginning. There's nothing that precedes it. I really see that as tied to this, Virgo, that once you clear out old energies, old stories, old baggage, especially using forgiveness towards yourself and or others, that it clears you out. It clears you, it removes you from this place of stasis and just having to like roll with things to a place of where you're smelling that rose and you're like, oh, life is fresh and fun and new again. This is really spring energy. And it's full of optimism. That's what all this yellow and the sun represents here. So I'm excited for you, Virgo, with what's coming in. It's like new, fresh, new energy. It's like a clean slate is what I get with Fool. And it's fun. You know, Full energy is fun. So welcome that into Virgo. You guys know how to keep things on board here in terms of work and cranking things out. But it's time, you deserve to have some fun too. So allow that in. Hierophant in reverse in your highlight position has to do with conventionality, things that are traditional. Oftentimes, Hierophant represents a marriage. So some of you may be, what's highlighted is either a divorce, a past divorce, or not wanting to do things in a conventional, traditional, stereotypical kind of way. So it may be resistance to doing things in a traditional way. It may be like, again, just being carefree. It may be saying, I want to do things a different way. Not according to society's norms, not according to the rules and regulations of what the community or the group or, you know, whoever this authority is says I have to do. I want to do things differently. I want to do things in a different way. I want to challenge those societal norms. And that's really highlighted for you in February, that you might want to do things that don't always look like conventional or traditional or having to do with that. So for some of you, it may be, you know, recovering from a divorce, or that it's you're wanting to do things in a different way. You may be feeling a little bit rebellious, or just like, I want to mix it up. I want to challenge the status quo. I want to do things in a way that is not traditional, is not conventional, is maybe just true to my own way. So let's see what's going on for the other person. We've got Strength. Okay, there's someone who's being very patient, or they're just being very serene. They have this gentle strength to them. It means Strength is a card that has to do with soft control. It's not someone who's not forcing things. So she opens the lion's mouth through her own courage, her own fortitude, her own patience, her own stability and inner strength. She remains in a situation, even if it may be scary, with this wild beast, this lion, but through her gentility and her calm inner strength, she is able to open the jaws of that lion just by remaining there and pushing through any fears or any feelings of weakness, or that she just remains in the situation through her own inner strength. So I see the person who is involved here as being very strong, but also very gentle. It's not force, it's not pushy. It's just allowing. It is allowing that lion's jaws to open through gentle presence. It's almost like when you are dealing with a wild animal, it's sort of like it's not forcing them to go in a cage. It's saying, I'm here to support you. I'm here to share some of this strength, to allow you to open your jaws in a place of safety and compassion, not through force. So I see that as the other person. The other person's, what's in their shadow or in below the surface of their consciousness is justice. Now, both of these are pretty heavy-duty major arcana cards, and they both have to do with rendering a verdict. Judgment and justice. As you can see, those are related. So for you, there may be something having to do with a judgment from the past, or a judgment against you, or you against someone else that is not serving you in the best way. And that's where the forgiveness comes into play, where it releases old baggage, old stories, old karma, old family issues, all of that. But what I'm seeing for the other person is that they are really wanting justice, or they're wanting to render a decision on something. They're weighing things in a balanced way. They're considering both sides. They're considering the evidence so far, and they want a verdict either to be given to them or for them to make it for themselves that considers both sides and that is fair and right and correct and just. They want justice, which has to do with considering both sides of the situation and making a decision that is in alignment with the truth. That's what this sword represents. This is the Excalibur sword that Archangel Michael usually carries, and it really means being in alignment with the truth. So the other person is really trying to be in alignment with the truth, whether it's the truth of the situation, their own truth, or what's fair according to both sides. Let's see what else is coming up. Hermit. This is really a kind of like a big thing for the other person. They've got 3 major arcana cards coming up. So that's really like big energy, a big theme. It's really a big, they're showing up in a big way. So even though they're being gentle and patient, I see what's passing away for them is Hermit, which is looking for truth. It's being isolated. It's separating themselves off, maybe feeling a little bit hermit-like. This is actually your card, Virgo, which means looking for truth with a capital T. Clearing away anything else that seems like nonsense or extraneous or superficial. It's really someone who clears away anything that is like gossip or media or chatter or anything that is sometimes referred to as dross, things that are worldly and just not very important. Hermit clears all that away and says, okay, what's true? That's what this lantern represents. And I'm willing to separate myself from the rest of the world in order to really get a clear understanding of what is true. And therefore I hold it up for everyone to see. So I really see this other person as maybe they've been isolated or single or for a while. Maybe they've been kind of hermit-like, but that's an energy that's passing away. And they're really wanting to be in alignment with the truth is what both of these cards say. They're really trying to see what the truth is and render a verdict about that, or see what the answer is regarding the truth. Coming in, Knight of Wands, that's the energy that's approaching for them, and it's Knight of Wands in reverse. So with this, I see a lot of passion. This is a card of great activity. It's a card of great desire. It's very fiery. It's very bold. It's very active. So if they've been playing a very active role, they may be chilling out on being active. They may be, excuse me, there may be a way in which if they've come in strong before, they still have that fiery, passionate attitude, but it may be tempered. It may be like kind of chilled out, where they're not rushing in. Usually this card rushes in and rushes out. And it's full of vigor and vitality, enthusiasm, optimism, passion. But with it in reverse, they may be saying, okay, I don't want to be rushing. I don't want to be like charging in and charging out. I don't want to burn the candle at both ends. So that's, if they've been taking an active role, Virgo, it may be that there's still that energy there, but they're just not, they're not wanting to burn the candle at both ends. They're not wanting it to explode and then disappear. So that's kind of what's going on with them. And then, so I do see a lot of fire energy here. This is the fire of Leo, the fire of Knight of Wands. So I do see a lot of passion and desire here, but it's kind of chilled out. It's kind of like, you know how a fire can have heat, but it can be smoldering instead of flaming and burning away? That's what I'm getting here. It's more like smoldering heat. And then in their highlight, this is 2 Wands, which is saying that they may be having a struggle making a decision. Both because this is in shadow, justice, rendering a verdict, making a decision based on the truth according to the evidence that is there. And this is 2 of Wands, which means experiencing their own personal power, boldness, feeling like the world is in the palm of their hands. This card is sometimes called making fire or sending your ships out. And it's kind of saying, I'm not sure what to do, what action to take. I'm trying to find balance. I'm trying to make a decision. And potentially I'm trying to identify what my goals are or receive help. This is a 2 card. And often there's a secondary person in this card that's helping this person. With this in reverse, and again, it's more fire energy. So the fire is here, definitely. But it's kind of like saying, well, I'm not sure whether to go left or right. I'm not sure whether to send this ship out in this direction or this ship out in this direction. I'm trying to consider, where do I want to apply my action? Where do I want to apply my efforts? And that's one of the things that they're considering. It may be like, I do have the world in the palm of my hands. The world is my oyster. Everything is open to me, but do I take this course of action or do I take this course of action? Not really sure. They're trying to figure that out. They're trying to access their own inherent boldness, personal power, their own choice of where to apply that action. So I do see fire energy here for them, but I see it kind of tampered down with these cards in reverse, trying to take this passionate energy that is here and trying to channel it or know how to divide it, know whether like I want to put this into relationship and this into my other goals, or they're just trying to find balance with all this fiery energy. And that might be why they're slowing down, is because they are just trying to decide like what is sustainable, what is going to keep me in a balanced, strong, courageous, enduring sort of situation. They don't want to rush in and rush out. So this is just them trying to weigh things, trying to make a decision, be in alignment with the truth. So that's my reading for you for love, Virgo, for February. It looks pretty good. I'm really excited for you with this Fool energy coming in. This is really playful, fun, exciting, youthful, just optimistic and curious energy. So I really like that coming in. And if you do something in a way that's unconventional or untraditional, or that kind of bucks the system, enjoy it. You put in your time, Virgo, in terms of, you guys are always diligent and cranking it out. And, maybe it's time for you to have some fun. So I'm really seeing a really fun February for you. See if you can work on themes of forgiveness or letting go of the past. That's really going to serve you. That's really going to allow that hot air balloon to go higher and further. And just enjoy February. I see also good things happening with your partner as they are just, remaining strong and patient and having fortitude. And they've got some fire energy, but it may just be, instead of this blazing high, quick burning fire, they may be bringing it down to like a low, slow burn while they try to assess things and make decisions that are fair and in accordance with the truth.